Hello, internet. Oh, I've been so busy. So I've set up my OnlyFans. Now, my OnlyFans is going to be an art movement, but an erotic arts movement. Okay, so I've been sort of trying to figure out what I can do with all my stuff from when I did the Dominatus project, who was a dominatrix. And it was a performance art dominatrix. And when I did a series called Wife TV as well, where I had a website and men would ask me to be their wife, tell me what I would like, what they would like rather, and I would do it. Nothing too raw. It was, a lot of it was very silly. A lot of it was kind of just appearing in lingerie. But the other thing that was quite fun, which I really enjoyed, is I gave them what they would get as well. So that I'd do the lingerie, and then I'd shout at them. Do you see what I mean? Or nag them, because at that point I was as a performance concept or a creative concept, I was exploring how the fantasy and the reality are so intertwined. I mean, you can't really separate them, can you? If you want if the tables were turned and I wanted a really hot husband, what else would you have to put up with? Well, I've dated hot men before, and they're an absolute bloody nightmare sorry to tar all hot men with the same brush, but they are, because they're similarly for women, I think, you're born into this beautiful face or this beautiful body or whatever it is. And practically from birth, unless you were a bit of a black swan, but practically from birth, everyone's telling you you're stunning and gorgeous. You don't have to use your brain. I found this with very gorgeous people. Myself not included. No, I was never gorgeous. I'm more gorgeous now than I ever was when I was a young person. So anyway, I've set up my OnlyFans, right? And it's more for erotic arts and erotic literature than for me flashing the vag. I'm trying to think if I've got any vag flashing. Yeah, I think there might be, actually. There's probably some vag flashing from the olden days. I remember doing something in the bath with I was vibrating the water of the bath with a vibrator. I don't think you could see the vibrator. I can't remember what it was. I wasn't doing anything with it. I was just fascinated by the ripples. So I did make a film about that. I really liked it. But this sort of art, you see, I can't put that anywhere. I can't put it. I can put it on my own website, but I can't put it on, Facebook or Instagram. Now, yesterday, because I've got Tonia and the Aliens now, I've launched it. And yesterday I put into AI what I wanted for my cover. And then the cover of the podcast. And then I tried to turn it into a video on Grok. And Grok said, due to local laws, and this is your laws in your country, we are not able to do this because there's too much flesh. So what Grok now does, that's the app that does the videos, not the simple Grok. It's almost like it's having a hissy fit because we got annoyed with it about creating pornography from women's photographs. So now it won't create anything salacious with my own photograph, which is really annoying. So I found another facility for doing that. If you Google, how do you make glamour photography or how do you make glamour movies, you'll find out there's about 4 or 5 of them that do it. Anyway, all of those films will go on my OnlyFans. So yesterday, was it Grok? Grok accidentally made me a video that was all flesh. It was all you actually got a bit of nipple, and these 3 aliens who were all naked except for their pants, which was funny because I thought, I wonder why the aliens have got their pants on. It's just, I love all this stuff. I'm just having such a hoot with it. Honestly, guys, it's absolutely, hilarious. And because part of my sort of creative process is about, excuse me, I had a cough, is about the way that AI is a mirror of reality as it sees reality, or you know, I mean, humans have created AI. AI is the mirror of humanity, and so I just find the stuff that it does really hysterical. It's such a hoot, and because it's stripping everything it knows about erotica, or femininity, or sensuality, or male, primal, dominant sexuality. You know, I just love it. It's absolutely hilarious. Grok said to me, "Would you like me to rewrite this?" I was getting it to describe who Tonia is. "Would you like her to be more submissive?" I thought, certainly not. No, I do not. "Would you like her to be more domineering?" Absolutely. It's just, I love it. It's just bloody amazing, honestly. Anyway, lots of tweaking going on. So all of these films are going to go on my films, photographs, and stories. So the audiobooks are going to go on my Reverend Bloom OnlyFans. And of course, Reverend Bloom's over there as well. So I mean, I've got one like, which is dismal. So please go and like me. I did look into buying likes. I guess a lot of people are doing that. They must be. And I'm loath to do that stuff because they can close you down. And I thought, I don't want another bloody account closed down. I'm always getting bloody closed down. It really pisses me off, guys. It really, really pisses me off. So yes, anyway, I've been very excited throwing myself into that. Also, the eBay shop is exciting. Clearing away because I want to move. I want to move house. And somebody came to look at my house yesterday, the day before yesterday. Of course, I painted it all black. I'm going to have to decorate the hall, I think, and maybe the bedroom, and try and brighten it up a bit. Because these people look and they think, wow. I mean, it's wow, and it's very much Instagram ready, my drawing room. But when, you know, the ordinary person prefers to move in somewhere it's just sort of white walls, magnolia, and then they can put their own stamp on it, and it probably doesn't involve black paint. Anyway, what else have I been up to? My bike was stolen. So on Sunday rather, I'd been to London, Brick Lane, and shopping, and saw my old friend. It was lovely, had such a super catch up, really, really nice. And then I'm due to various, you know, my own fault, actually, reasons. I missed the last ferry back and got an Uber, but I'd left my bike at the station, well, at the ferry port, and I just thought, no, it's not going to be there, is it? And lo and behold, it was gone in the morning. But I thought to myself, because I've had such a lucky year and everything this has gone really bloody brilliant for me, I thought, no, I can't be that unlucky that my bike got nicked. Or I need to find the solution to this problem. So I did that whole glass half empty thing, glass half full. And I created my own luck. So I joined a group, a local group. I hate the groups. It's like kind of Neighbourhood Watch magnified. Do you know what I mean? But I thought, no, I'm going to join this group, and I had 2 photographs because I'd been Instagramming with pictures of my bike. So I put the pictures that I'd taken earlier in the day, I put those on and said my bike had been nicked. I had this bloke, right, messaging me. It was, you know, like private DMing me. Do they call it? Yeah, direct messaging. My page. And he was, I'm sorry to hear about your bike. La, 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 la. And he had a picture of a boy as his profile. And I thought, I've got some, 16-year-old, because it said something about the school that he went to. I've got some 16-year-old in awe. He's going, I really love your work. I think, yeah, I'm sure you do. I bet you do. It's lovable, my work. And it's meaning sarcastic. I didn't say that to him, but, it's obviously I do. They're very sort of out there, aren't they, my clips? So anyway, I let him waffle on, and he suggested some things. He said, I had my bike stolen. You should tell the police. And, just, oh, bloody hell. Anyway, after a bit, he said, would you come for a coffee with me. So I checked his profile, and he'd graduated in I think it was 1997. So he was older than his photograph showed. And I never trust people like that, because you can more or less guarantee that their face has succumbed to the ravages of time. So, not that I'd go out with a stranger for coffee anyway. So I had to sort of ghost him a bit, which was, I don't like ghosting people because I don't think it's good for people's mental health. But sometimes when they're coming on like that, really strong, I mean, it's endless reams of bloody messages, Anyway, as for the post on the Facebook group, I got that. I was asked out, that not publicly, he private messaged me, and then another guy mansplained about the problems with my lock. I mean, he did that quite quickly, and obviously I knew that the lock was the problem because the bloody bike had gone. And actually, I don't know that the lock's not still there, because it was a really long lock, and all somebody had to do was lower the seat, and they could have got the bike out, because it's a fold-up bike. They could have got it off the lock. So that's probably what somebody did. I keep meaning to go up there and check that because it's a combination lock. I keep meaning to check that it's because it's a really nice lock, that, even though it's useless. Anyway, then there was a message which I'd missed, which said, it's in Leesland Park, right? It's park up the road. Quite far from me. Well, quite far from where I parked it. Maybe a mile. I don't suppose that is far on a bike, is it? It's pretty quick. They would have cycled it, I imagine. Anyway, it was very distinctive, my bike. It's got kind of green and white wheels, solid because it's a fold-up bike, so that they don't have spokes. And it's really nifty looking. It's very noticeable. Do you see what I mean? So, the guy that saw it in Leesland probably put it there. So anyway, another private message from a lady who's a special constable, and she said she'd found it in Leesland Park. They'd looked at it, thought, oh, that's expensive, and brought it home, put it in their garage. But anyway, even the lady in the charity shop where I go, every week, said to me, I didn't realise it was yours, but I saw the bike. And I thought, well, God, this place is so small. Everybody saw my little post about losing my bike. Anyway, within 48 hours of the loss, I had it back. It was less than 48 hours. It was back in the bosom of the mothership. And I just thought, that's, if I hadn't put that up, I wouldn't have it back. And so I started thinking about, luck and orbits. And, I've written a book about the orbit theory, about giving what you want back, sort of thing. And also, if you have a positive attitude towards the universe, you're going to get positive things happening to you. So if I'd been, of a mind where like, oh, well, I'll just put that down to experience, typical me, which I was thinking actually because of the mistake with the bike lock. If I'd stayed in that mindset, I wouldn't have put the ad in and I wouldn't have got it back. Do you see what I'm saying here? So I'm really thinking about this mindset, and, because my businesses are improving, and, my royalties are coming in fast and furious, and you sort of think, actually, I can be really positive about all this, and I can afford to be a bit more confident about things, a bit more out there, a bit more ambitious in terms of, my OnlyFans even, which is sort of experimental erotica, I would say. And this new story that I'm doing, Tonia and the Alien, is being done in an experimental way, because I'm doing it all in first person, and it's a bit like a play, because I'm talking as if I'm on a telephone to the audience or to the person, and it's very intimate. And I say, hello, how are you? Are you there? So I've really twisted it literally. Is that even a word? Literally? Yeah, literally speaking. No, I don't. Oh, I'm getting confused because I'm running out of time. I've got like 18 seconds left. Guys, it was an absolute pleasure. So Elderescence on Patreon, OnlyFans on OnlyFans, obviously, with the Reverend Bloom and Tonia and the Alien. How exciting.